Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 28th November 2024. So let's get started with our discussion, and there are very less number of articles which are relevant from our examination point of view in our today's newspaper. So let us see those in detail. Okay, so see this article guys. At treaty negotiations in Busan, India proposes compensation to meet cost of controlling plastic. So what is happening in this Busan? So after this COP29 summit, so more than 175 countries, they have had a meeting at this Busan. Where is this located? It is in Korea, okay, South Korea. And now they are talking about to come up with a plastic treaty, okay. So here again, India is showing some cause of concern. So even in COP29 also, India was very angry. India did not satisfied with this proposals of COP29. And even in this plastic treaty also, India is proposing something regarding compensation. Okay, now let us see this article. So it is talking about plastic treaty. Okay, so this article is important from your GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So here you have to see the dimensions like, so this treaty is happening, or this talks are happening in Busan, which is located in South Korea. And you have to see about what are the provisions of this treaty. And you have to see about plastic pollution. In this plastic pollution, you have to see causes of plastic pollution, types of plastic, and especially you have to focus on microplastics. Until now, there is no such a treaty which is focusing on curbing of this plastic pollution. You have to see that, and you have to see what are the advantages or significance of this plastic treaty. Okay, so if you are doing these dimensions, it is more than enough, guys, for both prelims and as well as means. And you have to see this location of Busan, which is located in South Korea, especially point out that place in your atlas. Okay, now let us see this article. What are the proposals of India in this treaty? Okay, so you will be getting a question in your mains regarding what are the India proposals in this plastic treaty. Okay, so actually we are going to have this global plastic treaty and the negotiations of this global plastic treaty which is going on in Busan. So here in this treaty, in this negotiations, so India proposed for compensation for developing countries, because the developing countries, they cannot manage cost of controlling plastic waste. For example, if you want to move towards alternative of plastics, so what are the alternatives of plastics we have? We can use, rather than plastic bags, we can use cloth bags or jute bags. So what about the cost? Compared to the plastic, it is very high. So because of this, can a developing country or a less developed country, will they manage the cost of controlling the plastic? No. So because of this, here developing countries, you are asking for compensation. Okay, so this is the first important point. India is asking for compensation for developing countries to manage the cost of controlling plastic waste. I want to give you one more example. Normally in your bathrooms, you will be using this plastic buckets. So instead of plastic buckets, what are the alternatives we have? We have steel buckets or aluminum buckets or another metal buckets. So the cost will be approximately like 5 to 6 times compared to the plastic. So again, that will become very costly. So this is the thing which asked by countries like India. So why India is focusing on this especially? Because India is leader of Global South. Global South is nothing but the combination of developing and as well as least developed countries. So for this Global South, India is leader. So because of this, from entire Global South, India as a leader, India proposed for this compensation now. Okay, and now we are also focusing on technology transfer from developed to developing countries. Okay, and also we are asking for dedicated multilateral fund for sustainable plastic production. Okay, so we are asking even technology, and we are also asking about the funds from developed countries. And even many countries are worried about economic impact of plastic restrictions. And even island nations, they urge for decisive action against plastic pollution. So actually, island nations are more vulnerable to this plastic pollution because area is very less, and if there is plastic pollution, whatever the area or whatever the soil which is present, which is very limited resource, which is getting polluted. So because of this, these nations, especially island countries, they are asking for immediate action for this controlling of plastic pollution. And even especially developing and as well as least developed countries, they are having a one important cause of concern here is because if they are going for plastic restrictions, there will be having impact on their economy. Yes, so these are the three important points that you have to remember. So first important point you need to focus is India is proposing that there will be financial burden on developing countries, so that especially for managing of plastic waste it is difficult for the developing countries. So we need compensation. Without compensation we can't take any step forward. And next one here is need of technology transfer. So even India is focusing on technology transfer so that we can have the proper equipments which is based on the advanced technology, so that we can go for sustainable practices. Like even if you are going for developing of plastic, it should be biodegradable. So for that we can use the recent technology. So for this we need even global cooperation, that is technological transfer from these developed countries is very much necessary. And next one here is in this treaty also one more problem is there is lack of clear definitions. There is no proper definition regarding plastic. Okay, so it is one of the potential obstacle in reaching consensus. And next one here is India is having a solo approach on finance mechanism. So no other country asked about this finance. So here we can understand the interest regarding this finance, so that here India is showing a big brother attitude of global south. And also India is also deeply engaging with the negotiations, and also it is addressing some specific concerns of developing and as well as less developed countries. And this one is we are also asking for a dedicated fund. So proposal for a distinct multilateral fund, which also says that we are having a commitment to structured approach of addressing plastic pollution, and even we are focusing on some additional resources beyond existing frameworks. Okay, next one here is economic impact concerns. Economic impact concerns. So first one here is many countries, especially developing and least developed countries, so mostly they are dependent on now plastic. If suddenly if we are keeping restrictions on plastic, will their economy sustainable? No. So they are having lot of concerns regarding economic disruption, because focusing on environment is necessary. So whenever we are focusing on environment, there is also negative impact on economy. So this is called as theory of double effect that you will be studying in your ethics as well. And even there is a high chance of getting a case study. Okay, even you have a high chance of getting case study regarding plastic. For example, you are environmental ministry. Okay, for example, you are cabinet secretary of environment ministry. So you got directions of ending of plastics in your so and so area, but there is a cause of concern like the economy of your state will be get affected. So what are the steps that you will be taking to have a balance between environment and as well as economic development? There you have to apply theory of double effect. So what is the theory of double effect? If you're focusing on one area, obviously there are some negative impacts on another area. So how you are going to balance that? That is called as theory of double effect. Okay, so that is the thing you have to focus. And there is also one area you can expect case study. Okay, next one here is from island nations. They are calling for ambitious action from Pacific island nations because they are having the immediate dangers of plastic pollutions. So they need to take some swift and decisive measures to protect vulnerable ecosystems. Okay, so this is the thing which you have to remember. And see this article, Indian Army receives logistics drones for use in Eastern sector. So what is the keyword? Eastern sector. So where is this Eastern sector located? What is the cause of concern in this Eastern sector? Okay, so this topic is related to LAC, line of actual control. It is between India and China. Okay, so if you say border between India and China, so here we have LAC. This comes under part of western sector, and here in this central sector we have issue that comes under Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. And here this part is your eastern sector. Entire Arunachal Pradesh comes under this. That means here can we connect this issue from India-China relations? So India-China relations comes under part of your international relations, which comes under GS paper 2. Do we share direct boundary with China? Yes, right? So it comes under part of India and its neighborhood. Okay, so you know that from 2020 onwards, there is military standoff between India and China at this LAC, and recently in 2024 we had an agreement. There we are focusing on disengagement. So which happened in the recently, that is at least 10 to 15 days ago we had this agreement, right? And here what is happening in this eastern part? So here entire Arunachal Pradesh is claiming by China, and you have to know about one area that is called as Tawang. So actually China says that give me this Tawang. Yes or no? So Tawang is a place of conflict, or the thing which is happening between India and China. So why? Because it is very rich in Buddhist population, and this Tawang wants to be with India, not with China. Okay, so actually if you see, to occupy this Tawang region, China is coming up with this different kind of strategies. What are the strategies? It is developing model villages. That means whenever there is increasing of Chinese population here in this region which is near to Tawang, it will be very easy for China to occupy this Tawang region as well, right? So here it is coming up with development of model villages. Okay, so to counter that model villages of China, so what is a program came up by our country, India? Yes, we are also going for countering of this Chinese model villages program with vibrant village program. So in this vibrant village program, we are giving support to the local people, so that we are going for development of infrastructure, everything. We are also coming up with a counter program, that is vibrant village program of India. Okay, now you know that whenever there is no proper border management, what happened? That will leads to the issue, right? So if you want to go for border management properly, we can use now science and technology, right? So one such a science and technological equipment that we can use is drones. Okay, so now this article, if you go back to this article, it is saying that Indian Army receives logistic drones, especially we are going to use in eastern sector for efficient border management to counter Chinese expansion. Clear? Okay, now let us try to see about what is this drones. So the name of drone is Sabal 20. Okay, the name of this drone system is Sabal 20. So here you may get a question like, recently Sabal 20 is in news, what is it? Or else you can get a question, consider the following statements regarding Sabal 20. Sabal 20 is aircraft that we got from US. Or else we got this Sabal 20 for Indian Navy. Or else it may ask like Sabal 20 used by Indian Army to border our western sector. So all these statements are incorrect, because it is going to be used by Indian Army in eastern sector, and they are not aircrafts, they are drone system. So like that you can be confused in your examination, okay? You have to be very much clear. And this is very important for your prelims and as well as from mains. In mains you can use in international relations, and you can use in even in science and technology, and even especially if you are writing about applications of drones, there also you can give this example of this drone and where we are using exactly. Okay, the context is saying that the Indian Army received Sabal 20 logistics drone from Endure Air System. Okay, from Endure Air System, we got this drone system, and we are going for deployment of this in Eastern sector. And these drones, they are having the capability of carrying 20 kg of weight, and they are designed for various missions, like we can go for long range delivery of warheads, everything, and even it will be very efficiently used in this high altitude operations. So here this development had been done with collaboration of IIT Kanpur. So if you are writing any state service examinations, you will be getting given questions on this IIT Allahabad, IIT Mumbai, IIT Kanpur, like that. So it is from IIT Kanpur. And actually one important system of this, one important advancement in this drone here is we have this Analaksha meta material surface clocking system. And because of this clocking system, it is having efficient radar system, and even it can be saved from this missile threat. So because of this, it is one of the most advanced drone system that we can use, especially in the highly conflict areas. Okay, now let us see the key points. The first one is deployment of the Sabal logistic drones in eastern sector, which will be helpful for our commitment of Indian Army for modernizing of its logistic capabilities. And especially in some challenging terrains, we need this kind of equipments. And next important one is it will be also increasing our operational efficiency and as well as response times. And even this will be an example of our technological advancements. Sabal 20 is having a capability of for military operations, and as well as it can be also used in greater veracity in the mission planning and execution, and especially we can use in remote or most rugged regions like in mountainous or hilly regions we can use that, because if it is going and hitting that also, it will be not causing any damage to that. And next one here is it will be moving with a very low sound or low noise. Okay, very low noise. So because of this, we can go for easily management of our border. And next one here is IIT Kanpur developed this. That means even we are also having the collaboration with our defense with academics, so that we can also improve the skills of the students, and as well as we can also improve innovation in the defense technologies. And if you are developing that kind of technology in India, we can boost our domestic defense industries. And next one here is we can also have some countermeasures like radio waves, and as well as strategic advantages in modern warfare, because we are having this Analaksha system, so that we are making it more advanced. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to remember. And see this article. Nearly 2 lakh child marriages were prevented in a year, says Minister. Okay, that is Union Women and Child Development Minister says that nearly 2 lakh of child marriages were prevented in a year. So what is the keyword? Keyword is child marriages, right? Child marriages. Okay, so in which subject you will be dealing with this? From GS paper 2 under society, and even in social issues also you will be studying, and you will be studying this topic in your history. So can you tell me, like, in which period this child marriage had been started in our country? If you go back and trace the civilization in India, so in which area, in which time this was started? So obviously it belongs to ancient India, that too in early Vedic or later Vedic period. In early Vedic period, women and men have the equal status in society, but everything had been changed in later Vedic period. So here from later Vedic period onwards, there is change in our society that led to patriarchal society where male dominated society had been started. So from this later Vedic period onwards, the child marriage had been started in India. So what happened in modern period? We had socio-religious reform movements, yes or no? Socio-religious reform movements. So in this socio-religious reform movement, one movement is against sati and another one is against child marriages, and next one is widow remarriages. So here you have to see who are the leaders. They fought for this child marriages. Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Okay. And again you have to see in our post-independent India, that means after we got independence, that means after 1947, what our government of India did for controlling of this child marriage. So we have Child Marriages Prevention Act. So despite of having that act, even today also there is high rate of child marriages. And here you have to see what are the reasons. Now can you tell me what are the reasons for this child marriages in India? What are the reasons? Yes, poverty next. Poverty awareness next. Poverty awareness. Poverty awareness. Literacy, illiteracy. Because of patriarchal society and because of dowry, because of bride price in some tribal people. Next. Okay, tell me, because of this child marriages, what is the impact? Do we have the positive impact or negative impact? So tell me what happens because of this child marriage. Increased dependency, increased financial dependency of a woman on a man, yes or no? So because of this, what happened? There is decreasing of women participation in workforce. And next one is increasing of illiteracy further. Next, health impacts. So whenever child marriage is happening at the very young age, she will be getting pregnant and she will be delivering the baby. That will lead to health impacts, and that will lead to increasing of malnutrition. And what about the children health? So in children, there will be high levels of stunting, wasting, etc. And what about economic growth of a country? Economic growth will be decreased. And even what happens, other impacts? Society. What happens in the society? Do we ensure women empowerment? No women empowerment. Okay, there are lots of problems of this child marriages. Okay, now you have to know about what are the measures taken by the government, and even you have to think about what is the way forward. And here there is a chance of getting a case study. For example, you are an IPS officer. So there is a report which says that there is huge number of child marriages are happening in your district. Yes. So here they will give some situations like there is a patriarchal society and agriculturally prosperous region. I gave you one case study in your ethics. Agriculturally prosperous, but they are very orthodox society, orthodox patriarchal society, and how you're going to change the attitude of people towards child marriages. And there you have to draw ABC triangle. Okay, so in this way also you can get a case study. I gave this case study in our ethics class. Okay, refer that once again. Yeah. Let us see this article and let us see the data. How many child marriages had been decreased? Okay, Union Women and Child Development Minister announced that nearly 2 lakh child marriages were prevented in India when we are compared to the last year. So while the rate is halving from 47% to 23%, from 2019 to 2021, there is 23% of decreasing of child marriage happening because of this Prevention of Child Marriage Act of 2006. So there will be a question like, despite of having laws, legislations, why there is increasing of child marriages? What might be the reasons? So you have to list out the reasons, especially in this present 21st century, what is leading to this child marriages. And you have to find out the state-wise data, like in which state you are having high amount of child marriages in India. At least know your state's data. Okay, and you have to see about in your state at least which NGOs are fighting about this child marriages. or else you have to see what are the steps taken at least by your state government regarding this, if your state is stop in this child marriages or less in child marriages. Okay, so despite the progress, 1 in every 5 girls still they are married before age of 18. So because of this, now government came up with a campaign. So you please note down this campaign, Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat Abhiyan campaign. And this campaign is targeting in 7 states with high child marriage rate. So you have to see which are the 5 states where the child marriages are very high in our country. Okay, and the target here is we have to bring that child marriages below 5% and target is 2029. So because of this, there may be short question your mains. Because whenever government is bringing any such a target with any campaign, there will be the question for sure in your mains and as well as prelims. Okay, remember that campaign, that is Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat Abhiyan campaign, and target is we have to bring down child marriage to 5% and target year is 2029 in 7 states with high child marriage rate. Obviously, it will be there in northern part. Okay, now let us see the points. The Prevention of Child Marriage Act has significantly reduced child marriages rate. And even do you know about this scheme, Shadi Mubarak, and some other schemes will be there, no? Kalyan Lakshmi scheme. So for that schemes, minimum they have to attain the age of more than 18. So because of that kind of schemes also, there is huge amount of reduction of child marriages, especially in state of Telangana. So like that you have to see like in your states which kind of schemes came up, so that they try to at least decreases child marriages. Okay, because they will be taking some documents for evidence of age. So because of that, to get that financial assistance from government, the parents are delaying the marriage and they are doing after 18 years. Uh, I can't talk about that here. And next one here is, this article is saying that despite improvement, the statistics says that 1 in 5 girls are still married early, which indicates that there are some culture norms, orthodoxy, patriarchal society. There is increasing of economic pressure persists. So because of this is going on, especially in tribal people, there is a concept called as bride price. So now in our present society, you know about this word dowry. Dowry is nothing but girl's family will be giving to the boy's family. But in tribals, boy's family will be giving money to this girls. That is called as bride price. So because of this greedy of this bride price, especially girl's father will be getting that girl child married early. So because of this also there is increased prevalence of child marriage in these tribal communities. Next one here is, there is also targeted approach in 7 states with high rates of this child marriages. That means you are focusing on targeted state interventions to control this problem. And next one here is, they are also focusing on long-term vision. So what is the vision now? We have to bring down this child marriage to 5% by 2029. And next one is, we are also going to come up with holistic approach like combining of laws and as well as community awareness, so that we can change societal attitude. What is the meaning of attitude? Attitude, Arvind. You are there for ethics? How you see things is called as attitude. Okay, we have to change the attitude of the people, so that what are the measures that will be taken, that will be fruitful, or else all the measures will be gone wasted. And we need to have a proper monitoring and as well as reporting. So for this proper monitoring and reporting, government came up with launching of one portal, and that portal is Child Marriage Free Bharat portal. So which will be enhancing accountability. And one more electronic portal to try to write down in accountability and transparency notes of ethics. Okay, Ravi, right there. Child Marriage Free Bharat portal, and it is focusing on enhancing accountability, and it will be also very helpful for tracking the progress, and even it will be helpful for effective policy implementation as well. Okay, and especially if you see, India's progress will be very helpful because India is the leader of Global South, especially the leader of South Asia. So that we are especially focusing on importance of international cooperation for addressing of such issues. And say this article, guys. Schooling in India in times of poor air quality. So what is happening in Delhi? Tell me. Air pollution. So because of this, what is happening? Schools had been closed and now they are going for online education. Okay. It is talking about air pollution and schools. So what happening in Delhi? There is severe air pollution and it had been crossed more than 450, right? So because of this, they implemented graded response action plan 4. So who implemented? Okay, CAQ, Commission on Air Quality Management, implemented this. So under this, what are the provisions? First one is complete ban of construction, right? Complete ban of construction. Next, odd even program implementation, so that they will be controlling vehicle movements on the road. And next, they will go for online education, and they'll go for work from home. So these are the 4 important things as a part of this graded response action plan. So here actually what happening in Delhi is they are going for online education. There is closure of schools and they are going for teaching on online. Okay, now tell me whether this online education is good or bad. Okay, good or bad. Why bad? Okay, no interaction. Next, tell me. No physical activity. They will just, without brushing itself, they will sit before that. Next, okay, no physical activity. Next. No discipline. Next, go on telling. No accountability. Next. No practical knowledge. Next. If you go to school, will you get this? Obviously, no. Next. No practical knowledge. Next, I want more things. Screen time. Screen time. Don't tell me my examples here. Tell me. There is increasing of screen time. Next. Addicted to mobiles. Okay. Okay, addicted to mobiles. Next. So what is a good thing? Hmm? Okay, accessibility is increased. Okay, next. How affordability? Whether the slum dwellers can afford? Uh, uh, mm. Just in this time, only in the winter time in Delhi. Only in winter time in Delhi. I'm not talking about yearly or throughout like that. So only in the winter time in Delhi, I'm talking about the closure of schools. Health improve. Okay, so it is good for health of people. Okay, so they will be not coming with the contact with air pollutants. So I want to ask one question, mother. Okay, let me ask one question. So is that possible, like whether if children are staying in home, will they can't come in contact with the air pollutants? Obviously. Uh, mm. Okay, tell me other thing. So is that possible for this dwellers, like slum dwellers? Can we ensure protected environment for the students of the slum dwellers without proper schools? No, that is a thing we can write as a bad. So it will be having impact on slum dwellers. Mm. So even there is no food. because government is providing midday meals. If they go to schools, they will be getting that. That means it will be also affecting nutrition of children. So actually this article is focusing on nutrition and impact on the slum dwellers, and it is talking about what is a way forward rather than going for closure of schools. So can you tell me what can be done rather than closing of schools? What are the alternatives that we have? uh, Strict actions for what? Controlling of air pollution. Mm. So actually this article is talking that we can use air controllers in the in the proper environment in the schools, and government can focus on this midday meals program so that we can ensure proper nutrition for the for the students, and even we can go for proper monitoring of the health of the students. So that is the thing which mainly said here. That's it. Okay, so let us see here. So in the mid of 2024 November, Delhi schools switched to online classes due to poor air quality. So because of this, there are some online concerns like effectiveness and as well as what is the rationale behind this decision of going for online classes. So actually they are saying that we are protecting children from pollution, but there is a lot of impact will be there on online education on the children and as well as nutrition significantly. Okay, now let us see one by one. So here decision to move towards online classes that may leads to increasing of learning loss. We don't know whether the students will be joining the session on time or not. If he also join, so we don't know what he is doing out on other side. So he will be offing the camera, and whatever the work he need, he will be doing. Just for the name's sake, he will be joining the online class, but we don't know whether whenever we are delivering any subject, whether he is catching on another side or not. There is no proper accountability and discipline. And next here, one more thing here is the poor air quality is very harmful at any level if it is more than air quality index 50. But even though whenever schools are focusing on stopping of offline, and whenever they're going for online, there will be the lot of impact on the students education in the long run. And this article is also saying that many schools may provide healthier environment than compared to that of homes. So because schools, they will be having the proper infrastructure, they can maintain proper environment compared to that of children who are coming from especially underprivileged category, for example slums, etc. So for at least then we need to open the schools. And next one here is your young children, they will be going for online classes and there will be increasing of screen time exposure. That will leads to further adverse health impacts. And next one here is we can go for making this uniform mask mandatory, so that here schools, they can go for setting up of air purifiers, and here we will be also recommending the younger children to use masks that we done in this pandemic period. So by that we can maintain a controlled environment in the classroom by using purifiers. And next one here is, here schools, they have to prioritize remaining operational with protective measures instead of going for online learning, because it will be having impact on quality of education. And even there are some personalized health recommendations done by some experts, like we can go for using of mask, and we can go for personalized care based on the age and as well as health conditions. And next one here is we need to ensure children's nutrition as well, because government schools are providing midday meals program. If they're going for shutting down of school, it will be always having the impact on the nutrition. So that's the thing which mainly said. Okay, and there is one more article. Yeah, see this article, the right to work deleted. So what is this article is talking about? Right to work, which comes under. So why now we are talking about this right to work? Online guys, YouTube students. Unemployment. Why unemployment is increasing? Lack of skills. Actually, this article is talking about particularly one scheme. So can you see what here women are doing? Huh? Yes, MGNREGA, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005. So under this scheme, government is providing how many days of employment opportunities? 100 days of employment opportunities. Actually, what is the problem here is nowadays they are coming up with Aadhaar based payment systems. Okay, so nowadays they are going for Aadhaar based payment system, which is mandatory for MGNREGA. So because of this, what happened? So many a workers' name had been deleted. Okay, so because of this, their right to work had been denied. So this is this article. Okay, so MGNREGA scheme ensures right to work for 100 days per year, especially for rural areas, not for urban areas. And it has been observed that there is an increasing number of worker deletions, around 10.43 crore workers across country in past 4 years. From last 4 years onwards, 10.43 crore workers who had been enrolled under this scheme had been deleted, and these deletions had been increased in year 2022 to 2023. Why? Because central government had been circulated a circular which is saying that Aadhaar based payment system is important or mandatory for this MGNREGA. So because of this, there is increasing of deleting of worker names from job cards under this scheme. So because of this, it is denying this right to work for them. Okay, so this is about this, and there is a high chance of getting a static based question from MGNREGA. And how many of you are writing or attempting daily current affairs quiz, guys? Raise your hands. No one? So if you are not writing and if you are not practicing, I am giving just five questions only from the topics. So you can get many online resources of practicing daily current affairs, but they are not giving from the current affairs actually. You can test also. So they will be from static itself. So just it will not take more than 5 minutes to answer those 5 questions. If you are getting bored while reading, just open the app. In app only we are providing, right? Just you have to click on the options, that's it. So just for fun, read those statements and keep that, so that you can understand how far you are attached with this current affairs, how is your current affairs knowledge. So no one is taking that much risk. Every day I'm taking the risk of 1 hour of time to make that 5 questions. So try to answer that. It will be useful for you in the long run. Okay, you will be get habituated like how the questions can be asked. So I will be giving the questions in how many possible ways of questions are there. I will be giving in that many possible ways. So you'll be getting habituated, so that you will be not getting panic in your examination. This will be useful for you. So what are the things that I am doing, like word of the day or daily means question or anything? So try to do them. So many of you are not writing answers. So try to write. I am giving only one question. In your class, sir is giving only one question, right? So what happened? So even if you are not writing current affairs question, at least write your GS based question, no? From today onwards, every one note should be there on my table. Okay? Either afternoon or evening, whatever time maybe, I will be staying here night till 8:30 or 9. Every day you are seeing, right? I'm not leaving at 4 or 5. Then you have to bring your answers. Just writing of one answer will not take more than 15 to 20 minutes, guys. If you're not writing now, if you're not learning now, you will be never learning for sure. Okay, try to write every day. Even it is wrong or right, keep it aside, but write something. So if you are writing wrong today, after at least 3 to 4 days, you will be learning like how to write and what to write, right? So learning is very important. Okay. So that's all, guys, and these are the important topics which happened in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and if you really like this class, please hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods IS Academy. Thank you.